Hello everyone and welcome to today's class. This is Mr. Offem and you are joining me in quantitative reasoning. Today we are going to be learning how to calculate and how to read capacity. Okay, so not only are we going to be reading capacity, we are also going to be changing it from milliliter to centiliter and from centiliter to milliliter depending on what is needed. Alright, so let's get into it. Okay, so on first graduated cylinder, we have this 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, at what level is the liquid? The liquid is at 20, and what is our unit? Our unit is told at the top right corner, so it is milliliter. So 20 milliliters. Okay, the side for milliliter is the bottom left. Okay, so you have three diagrams here. You have first of all the graduated cylinder. You have the bottom left and the bottom right. The bottom left is for milliliter, while the bottom right is for centiliter. So since this is in milliliter, let's fill this first. So this is going to be what? 5, 10, 15, 20. This is 20 milliliter. Now, 20 milliliter will give us, or milliliters will give us how many centiliters? Now, what did we say? To convert from milliliters to centiliters, we divide by 10, or we take out a 0. So this is going to be 2 centiliters. Alright, here, what do we have? We also have milliliter. Okay, but in this case, it's 25, 50, 75, 100. In other words, we are counting in 25s, and each of these little dashes here stands for 5 units or 5 milliliters. Okay, so what is that going to give us? Here we have it's already at 25, or it's already above 25 and below 50. So it's going to be 20 something or 30 something or 40 something. So let's go. So this is going to be what? 25, 30, 35, 40. 40 milliliters. Okay, now how do we convert this into centiliters? Again, you divide by 10 or you take out the 0 at the end. This is going to give us 4 centiliters. Okay, that's good. Quickly, let's move on to this one. Alright, here we have the capacity given in milliliters and given in centiliters, and we have to pick, or we have to draw, in your exercises, you'll be told to pick among options, okay, but here you have to draw it. So, where are you going to draw the liquid level that is going to coincide with 150 milliliters or 15 centiliters? Now, let's check this out. This is 50 and this is 100. That means from one to the next, we have to keep counting in 50s. So if this is 50, this is 100. Of course, 150 is already displayed here. So our liquid level is going to be here. Simple enough, right? All right, let's move on. Now we move on to a graduated cylinder that its unit of measuring capacity is not milliliter, but it is centiliter. Okay, so we are going to try to fill this one first before we move on to here. Okay, so here we have 50, 100, 150. We are keep counting in 50s. Okay, and there are 5 divisions between the 50 and 100. 50 divided by 5 is 10. That means each of these smaller bars here stands for 10 centiliters. Okay, so after 50, you have 100. Each of these is 10, so this is 100, 110, 120. This will be 130 centiliters. So we write 130 CL. Okay, now how do we convert this to milliliters? If to convert from milliliters to centiliter, we divide by 10. To convert it back, we have to do what? Multiply by 10. So we add an extra 0 here. So this is going to be 1,300 milliliters. Okay, now let's move on to the next. Okay, now we're on the second board and the units for the capacity of this granulated cylinder is still centiliters. Okay, so we are going to fill this box first before we move on to this one. All right, so here we have 2, 4, 6, 8. We have to keep counting in twos, and we have just 1 or 2 divisions between each of them. That means this one here is going to be 1, this one here is going to be 3. So we have from the bottom 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on and so forth. So basically, if this is 2, this is 4, this is 6, 1 after 6 is going to give us 7. This is 7 centiliters. And how do we change this to milliliters? You simply include a 0. You simply include a 0. I'm sorry about that. You simply include a 0 at the end of 7, or we multiply 7 by 10. This is going to give us what? 70 milliliters. And then finally, we have this one. Okay, how do we figure this out? Okay, we are counting in tens, right? So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Now between 10 and 20, what's at the absolute center is 15. Okay, that means each of these stands for 5. So if this is from the bottom, this is 5, this will definitely be 10 as is shown. This is going to be 5 plus 10, which is 15, and this is going to be 20 as it is shown. So between 10 and 20, we have at the middle here is going to give us 15. So this is 15 centiliters, and then if you convert it to milliliters, you simply put a 0 at the end or multiply it by 10, which is going to give us 150 milliliters. And that will come to the end. I hope we learned something today, and I'm going to see you in our Zoom classes. Make sure you go to the Moodle class and you practice the classwork and the homework that is going to be